got a lot to talk about today, guys, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, this is incredible footage. Is this the only footage ever captured of a Tic Tac traveling underwater? We know that they apparently come and go from the water. Well, here we have one that looks like it is actually underwater moving underwater. That's the plane, and that is the Tic Tac going right there. So yeah, let's see that again. Got the plane going by, and then you can see this white object apparently moving under the water. All right. Now, could that be going above the water? Nope, it looks like it's under the water, and then it just jets off. Man, if this is legit, this is just fantastic footage. I love it. Wow. Well, gotta see that again, how it just jets off like that. That's just great. That's just great. Let's see, then there's stills showing this object. All right, very cool, guys. Just an amazing capture of whatever the heck that was. Meanwhile, we've got a deer that may be reacting to an orb. You have this object right here that seems to be moving anomalously. You got the deer over here who might be aware of it. Hard to tell. Either way, a great capture of an orb. Look at that. Yeah, love it. I mean, let me know if you think that's a bird or a bug, but it looks pretty anomalous to me. I think that's a good capture. And yeah, sometimes animals do see these things when humans can't or perceive them in some way. So let me know if you think that deer is reacting to that orb. Meanwhile, we have Carl the Crusher is throwing some cold water on this image. This image has been going around. I haven't shared it yet, but I was going to, and I'm glad I waited. Or just had too much other stuff to share. But yeah, this image of a potential mystery drone has been going around. Yeah, a great sighting if legit. Unfortunately, Carl the Crusher says, no, I made this image for a YouTube thumbnail using Midjourney AI. This is an AI image I made. It's not real. So yeah, too bad about that. Not a real thing. Meanwhile, I told you I was going to let you know when the Shroud of Turin remote viewing by Daz Smith's team became available to check out. And Daz has just posted that it has now become available. He says, an amazing new remote viewing project just dropped for the Future Forecasting Group subscribers. I'm happy to be a subscriber. They do amazing work. And this was a really jaw-dropping remote viewing that seemed to confirm the legitimacy, the anomalous nature of the Shroud of Turin and that image that was put on there. People seeing, Jesus or a man in this great energy event. And there's lots of other information in there too. Highly recommend you check it out. I think the Shroud of Turin, the research on that does seem, the scientific research, let alone the remote viewing research, seems to me to indicate that, yeah, it's legit. That it's not a fake, and that it's not only not a fake, but it's anomalous. Nobody can explain how that pattern appeared in the shroud, and the forensic science stuff on all of the blood and the wounds suffered by the individual in that shroud are really compelling and very indicative of Jesus, because of the crown of thorns. Nobody else that we know had a crown of thorns. So, and the evidence for that is on the shroud with the blood. So, just great stuff. Meanwhile, a U.S. government plane narrowly avoided a football-sized cylindrical UFO. The pilot, speaking publicly for the first time, released audio of the encounter. And here's News Nation talking about it.
As most people would say, a UFO kind of looks like a light formation in the distant sky, right? That's usually what we think. What they won't say, though, is that a UFO looks like a missile coming right for you in the cockpit. Unless, of course, they are crew members on board a Homeland Security flight over California. Those guys will tell you exactly what they saw, and it sure did not look or act of this world. A year ago, February, they took evasive action when a football-like Tic Tac came out of nowhere, heading straight for them. Thinking it was a missile, they ducked the aircraft to the left to avoid a head-on collision and raised the right wing so that the thing could pass right underneath them. And while they reported it right away, they did not talk about it publicly until now. Here is an animated recreation of the sighting with the actual audio of the encounter attached.
Troy 2-1, go ahead.
It's not weird, but I just had something pass underneath my wing, maybe like a football-sized object right underneath our wing.
Troy 2-1, Roger. Do you think it was a drone or?
I have no idea. I got my sensor operator looking for it on the camera right now. We'll see if we can find it. But it's like a dark gray cylindrical object, and it was probably the size of a football, and it passed maybe 10 feet under our right wing.
Troy 2-1, Roger. Thank you for the report. Keep me advised if you find anything else out.
Yeah, we'll do. We're looking for it now.
We got...
Yeah, wow, what an amazing event. It sounds like a dragon UFO. It sounds exactly like the type of object that Dr. Robert Shipe has made famous. Dr. Robert Shipe pioneered the research into these small UFOs that buzz aerial objects, especially planes and helicopters. They love police and military planes and helicopters, especially according to Dr. Robert Shipe, his research. And it's a particular pattern of behavior of these UFOs, these small UFOs. Some of them are somewhat larger, but often they're very small and they will buzz our aerial vehicles. What is going on with these things? How does it relate, for example, to the pattern of activity of UFOs that will hover over our military installations and various other installations and infrastructure? Are they surveilling us? Is it all part of some bigger picture there? Does it relate to the mystery drones? Since we know the mystery drones do the same thing. We have at least one video that I've shared before a few months ago of a UFO, of a small, tiny UFO, about that size, maybe the size of a mystery drone, who knows, that went into the turbine of a small plane, forcing the plane to land prematurely. So, what are these things? What are they doing? Either way, this definitely seems like it fits that pattern of a dragon UFO. And others have done some amazing research on dragons as well. And I've shared multiple of their videos, and they continue doing it. And God bless you guys, because I think this is a very important part of the overall phenomenon. This is a repeatable behavior that this subset of UFOs is doing. And I would like to figure out why, and I'm sure that many of you would too. Meanwhile, we have an update on the implant found in the Nazca mummy Maria. There was a new implant that was found within one of her bones. Well, it turns out the bone is in her hip. It's a strange object recently discovered in Maria's left hip. And here's a visual on this object. This strange implant on Maria's hip. There you can see her tridactyl feet and her hips. And the object is right there. Boom. Yahtzee. Yahtzee, as Ashton Forbes would say. We've got an implant. It's unclear to me if it's like deep within the bone or if it's just kind of on the surface. It'd be really wild if it were like deep within the bone and there wasn't even like a drill hole or anything. But it may have been implanted in a more surgical or understandable way. I want way more information about this implant. Is this one of the implants that we've heard about that's giving off energy? what is going on with that guy or that implant? And let's see, metal implant in the Maria mummy, the latest development in the tridactyl mummies of Nazca, Peru. And this is from Jose de la Rios Lopez, who's sharing this information with us. I think this is the bone, I believe, where the implant is. Maybe that's the implant. I'm not quite sure which is bone and which is implant here. There's no audio. And yeah, there's the dimensions of this object. Yeah, from there, if that's the implant, because that's the hip, it looks more like it's inside the bone. But you could say it went in from there. So yeah, I want way more information about this. Yeah, I mean, we need to figure out what these implants were doing. We had no clue what the implants in the Nazca mummies were doing. What were they for? They must have been functional in some way. If it's not decorative if it's embedded in a hip bone. So what were they doing? Why did they do that? Do they serve at all the same functions that implants do in modern abductees? It seems to me logical to conclude that the beings that created the Nazca mummies, that seem to be hybrids, are probably the same group of beings or different groups of beings that are still, creating hybrids and putting implants in people today. So if we could figure out what these implants are for, it'd be helpful to us not just to understand the Nazca mummies more, but to understand what is currently going on. Yeah. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. Meanwhile, news not on Artemis, and I've talked about this before, is that there is imaging done on one of the eggs in the little guys, or the little ladies, I guess I should say. And it looks to be a fetus inside that egg. We don't have any, I have not seen any additional scans of the eggs to, confirm this. But, super important if we could confirm this. Right now, Raphael, the fetus that's inside Montserrat, is the biggest smoking gun of the Nazca mummies. Impossible to fake this tridactyl fetus inside this tridactyl being. But if we could also confirm a tridactyl or non-human fetus inside of one of the little beings, that would be incredible. I hope that happens. Meanwhile, Peter Maxwell Slattery, one of my favorite experiencers, shares an encouraging message that he has received from the Galactic Federation. Obviously, use your own discernment on that. And if you've forgotten who Peter is, well, I did a great interview with him. I hope you go check that out. But
there's the plane up there.
He does these CE5 events at his Jaya Sanctuary in Australia, where they get amazing captures like this.
Whoa, look at that. Massive power-ups. Woo! Man, that's crazy.
Even the cow said moo. There's a third, there's one down the bottom.
Yeah, I thought it was there. Yeah, no, there's three of them.
Can't find the power-up button.
Man.
All right, cool. And so here's his message from the Galactic Federation. A liberation is in progress, and support is being given where it can be without crossing universal law behind the scenes by many who support you from many worlds, local and afar. All right. In this process, we recommend that the people of Earth stand in their power, have love for family, community, and for the ways that make the human race special. Sovereignty is what we recommend, and we ask that humanity stand in your sovereignty during this time as you go galactic. I like that, going galactic. We're going galactic, guys. In the days to come, a public display of disclosure is to unfold in ways not seen yet. The disclosure process has already started and is well underway. This will continue. Okay, I like that. Much is going to come to light, and the human race will need the support of their own kind to nurture, absorb, and adjust. Not just that there is much beyond Earth, but that all is much bigger in ways beyond what many can perceive or comprehend. until unveiled. We hope this shows, too, how beautiful the universe is on many accounts via the eye of the Creator. During these times, humanity will be brought together, revealing the strength and love not seen by many in current times on a collective level worldwide, bringing down barriers in that which has divided you as a people for millennia and beyond, as it comes to light your galactic and so much more. Follow your heart, let love lead you, and let the peaceful warrior within lead you in peace, with compassion, non-judgment, and know you are to see brighter days ahead as you go out galactically as far as you can take it. All is up to you. And Peter goes on, and he gives some thoughts on all of this.
Representatives and beings from many different worlds, physical beings that interface transdimensionally with angelics. And this is the point with this, that I take with that transmission anyway, is that we shouldn't even look up to that transmission. Any transmission. It's our greater family. That's it. We can take their advice, not take their advice, but the key point with this is being in our own power, being sovereign beings, and putting God, Source Creator, first and foremost, and connecting to that within. Even when a public recognition of disclosure has occurred and it's accepted by the masses, these beings, even with their replicators, their transportation, teleportation devices, and gravitic technologies and what have you, doesn't mean they're the end-all be-all. They're also ascending to new heights, trying to reach that next level in their own evolution as a species, and also through their own process of soul evolution, which each being goes through individually.
Okay, I'll leave it there, and I'll link to this, and you can listen to the rest of Peter's thoughts. But I thought that was really profound, that even though he's getting these messages from the Galactic Federation, he says, don't take it as gospel. Look at it, use your own discernment. But the main thing is that we stand in our own power and we unite as a people, I guess. Beautiful message, Peter. Thank you very much for sharing that. Last but not least, the tiniest herd dog in the world. Check this out, guys. Look at that. He's not barking. There's no audio. He's just running at them, and those cows are booking. They know what's up. All right, let me know what you think about this amazing herd dog and everything else today in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, grab a t-shirt or a coffee mug in the merch store below, or become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.